Hello and welcome. Today our topic is about Lambardar, his appointment, his duties, and his removal. So let us start. Who is Lambardar? The headman of a village is called Lambardar and comes under the definition of village officer, that is under section 4 subsection 28 of present act. He is appointed by the collector in a village. He is the representative of people of an state and a link between government and public. He is not a government employee, and there is no fixed salary that is given to Lambardar. This is what you need to remember. Sufficient number of Lambardars are appointed by the government into every state for the collection of land revenue and for other administrative functions. The reason is why Lambardar is appointed because he knows landowners in the state, and it is easier for government to understand uh, all of the minor details of an estate through Lambardar. Appointment of Lambardar under Land Revenue Rules 1968, Rule 17. So, guys, one thing you have to understand here that Land Revenue Act does not provide the procedure of appointment. The Land Revenue Rules 1968 under Rule 17 provides that what are the matters that have to be considered before appointment of the land of Lambardar. Number one, hereditary claim. Hereditary claim is very important thing because you have to understand the concept of Ala Malik and Adna Malik also, which is associated with this hereditary thing. तो ये आपको इसलिए भी बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि एक जो लंबरदार होता है वो चूँकि गांव के लिए बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, एक मोज़े के लिए, विलेज के लिए, वो महाल जो भी आप इसको नाम दे दें, अब बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। और हेरिटरी का मतलब यही है ना कि वो वहाँ पे नस्लों से चलता आ रहा है, जो नस्लों से चलता आ रहा होता है जो आदमी, तो उसका मतलब है कि वो उस इलाके के लोगों के मजाज को बेहतर समझता है। द सेकेंड थिंग इज हिज एक्सटेंट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी इन द स्टेट. He should have some property. A considerable portion of property should be possessed by a lambardar. It doesn't mean that he should be the owner of the property. He can be a landlord, he can be landowner also, but he should have a property in the state. Service rendered to the government by him or his family. If somebody has for example, for lambardar there can be a lot of candidates. You have to understand one thing, and you, when you are choosing between candidates, then you have to consider these points, these matters. His personal influence, character, ability, and freedom for indebtedness. Indebtedness means that he should not be indebted to government for a lot of sum. He should not be indebted to some banks or some other people. अगर एक आदमी जिसके ऊपर बहुत कर्जा चढ़ा हुआ है तो इसका मतलब है कि शायद वो इंडिपेंडेंटली काम ना कर सके. Strength and importance of his community. If he belongs to some community which is strong, has deeply rooted in that state, then it is for sure it's a plus point for him to be elected as a to be selected as a lambardar. His ability to undergo training in civil defense in the case of headman in tehsil situated along the border, because if he's along the border, and we have to understand that considering the situation of border in Pakistan, and it can be very tricky, so for lambardar he has to be undergo this kind of training. Some of the other qualifications: he should be literate, he should be non-convicted, not involved in anti-social activities, and has good reputation. Of course, an anti-social person cannot be a lambardar. He should be permanent settler of such village. He should have positive attitude towards landowners and persons observing good moral behavior in public. He must have a good reputation all in all, and these are the, I mean, these points are very much self-explanatory also. He must have contribution towards welfare of community. I mean, he should be good towards community. He must enjoy commanding respect and trust in community. Why? Because he is the one who is giving who is collecting revenue, so, and giving it to government. So if the community does not trust him, then why would somebody give him a single penny? He should be having the reputation of helping local authorities to maintain peace in community. He should not be extremely old and must be physically fit, otherwise he would not be able to discharge his duties efficiently. Duties of lambardar under Land Revenue Act, Land Revenue Rules 1968, Rule 22. So collection of revenue and sending it to Tehsildar is one of his duty. collecting the rents and other income of common land and account for these to the persons entitled thereto. For example, if there is common land and a lot of people are shareholders in that land, and they may have shares in some of the surplus and produce of such land, then the Lambardar is the one who is going to distribute such shares. Issuance of receipts in form 1 to landowners and others in token of having government dues recovered. This is what happens normally. होता इस तरह से है कि आपको ये समझ आना चाहिए कि जब लंबरदार जो है वो रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं ना, तो उसके बाद वो एक फॉर्म एज अ टोकन ऑफ रिसीट इशू करता है कि भाई ये आपको हम टोकन दे रहे हैं, अब आपको रसीद दे रहे हैं कि हमने आपसे पैसे ले लिए और मैंने वो पैसे आगे जमा करा दिए। और वो पैसे जमा कराने का तरीका कार भी यही होता है कि या उसको आप वो बैंक पे जमा कराते हैं गवर्नमेंट के अकाउंट पे, या फिर पर्सनली लेके जाते हैं, जो भी ईजी हो। Report to Tehsildar on all encroachment appropriations, injuries on communal lands, government land, public roads and buildings. If there are some public roads, buildings or anything happens to land, any kind of injury, if somebody is encroaching upon the land, if somebody is illegally transferring himself, he's illegally appropriating the land, then all of these things have to be communicated to Tehsildar. To help and assist the collector by implementation of his orders, aiding him thereto and all other government officers. I mean, he has to assist government officers all in all. Informing Patwari about any outbreaks of disease and deaths of landholders, also about other agricultural problems. Then how is he removed? If he is convicted of some moral turpitude, conviction of moral turpitude and sentence of imprisonment not less than 6 months. If Lambardar is sentenced for 6 months or more, then it means that he will be removed. If he ceases to lose interest in land which is at least chiefly owned by government or ceases to be landowner. For example, if a Lambardar is appointed in such a way that government owned the land and government has appointed him to take care of such land and to cultivate that land and then to pay back revenue to the government. यानी ये भी हो सकता है ना कि एक लंबरदार एक ऐसे एरिया में हो जिस एरिया में उसकी अपनी लैंड तो ना हो, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ने एक लैंड गवर्नमेंट की लैंड हो वहाँ पे, जिस पे वो बैठा हुआ है और वो वहाँ पे उसको ऑक्यूपाई करके वहाँ पे उससे रेवेन्यू जनरेट करे। लेकिन अगर उसका वहाँ से भी गवर्नमेंट उसे वो लैंड वापस ले लेगी, उसके पास से लैंड चली जाए ऑल इन ऑल, if he loses land and he's no more a landowner in any state, then he will be no more a Lambardar. If he mortgage his property in delivered possession, but collector may ask him to retain office with prior approval of commissioner. For example, if a person, if a Lambardar has mortgaged all of his property and he has also delivered the possession, then he will lose this designation of Lambardar. But collector can may ask him to retain office with prior approval of commissioner. His holding has been transferred under section 84 or assessment thereof has been annulled under section 86. We will discuss these sections also in Land Revenue Act. So moreover, here are some other reasons for dismissal of Lambardar. If there are some criminal proceedings against him, if he is under such a big debt that he cannot repay it, even he cannot repay it by selling all of his land, it means extreme age or physical or mental incapacity and absence from state. For example, if he has gone abroad and he's not coming back, so he's absent from state, and how will he discharge his duties? And there is reason to believe that he took part in or concealed illicit distillation for smuggled food, grains or opium, cocaine, charas, heroin, I mean stuff like this which is prohibited, और ही वो शराब हो गई या इस तरह की कुछ चीज़ों को अगर उसने सेल आउट किया है या उसने उनको ट्रांसपोर्ट किया है तो भी वो लूज कर जाएगा ये पोस्ट ऑफ लंबरदार। ही टेक्स पार्ट इन अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एजिटेशन अगेंस्ट गवर्नमेंट, वो वैसे ही जो है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के ख़िलाफ़ या स्टेट के ख़िलाफ़ जो है वो मामलात उसके हूँ वो हेल्प कर रहा हो इस तरह के लोगों की, नॉन स्टेट एक्टर्स की। He neglects to discharge his duty or otherwise incompetent. He has become so incompetent, he is not collecting revenues, he is not sending them to government. It means that he is no more interested in his job. His holding is attached either due to areas or by court. Maybe because if लंबरदार वही होगा ना जिसकी अपनी लैंड भी वहाँ पे होगी, तो उसने अपना भी तो रेवेन्यू जमा कराना है। अगर वो अपना रेवेन्यू भी ना जमा करा सके और वो उसके ख़िलाफ़ एरियर्स इकट्ठे हो जाएं उसके ख़िलाफ़, या फिर कोर्ट जो है वो किसी और मसले पे उसकी सारी की सारी लैंड ले रहे थे, क्योंकि अगर उसके पास लैंड नहीं है, उसका इंटरेस्ट नहीं होगा, तो वो फिर वो कैसे लंबरदार रह सकेगा. तो guys, this was the whole presentation about Lambardar, I mean his duties, how is he removed, and what is the Lambardar called. One thing that you should understand, that Lambardar is not a government officer. His salary is basically called cess, which is 5% of the revenue. So it's like this: if he is collecting revenue from an state, then 5% of that revenue will be, you can say, his salary. I mean, you do not name it salary, you name it like Lambardar's cess, or you call it Pachotra. Thank you. I hope this was beneficial for you.